Hola, I'm Alaska Latina, and this was actually yesterday's dinner. It's Monday, technically. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I had some chicken that was already thawed out. I put them boobies in the crock pot, added some water, added some seasoning. Like, this time of year, like November and December, because of the two major, well, three if you count New Year's, I try not to buy a whole lot of groceries. So I will try to do as much cooking out of the pantry, out of the freezer, cabinets, and try to use everything I possibly can. So I ended up using the last little bit of the seasonings that I had, the last boobies in the freezer, and put them in the crock pot. So I really didn't know what I was doing. I knew something was going to happen with some chicken. I wanted to make some pizza bread so I can turn them into like cheesy sticks, but also realized I really didn't have very much cheese. I didn't realize that until after I actually started doing that. Did you guys hear that? That was my dog. See, I try to have it quiet when I can and stuff, but if it's not the kids, if it's not the husband, it's the animals, the dog or the cat. But anyways, I will have the recipe for both the pizza bread and my, I don't know what I was doing at this point, the chicken, but it's super easy. So it it's the easiest bread that I think I can make. I can turn it into like garlic bread, garlic knots, cheesy bread, and then obviously pizza. I also make this recipe when I want to make like hamburger bites. I'll put, I'll chop off some pickles, a little bit of ketchup, cheese, some ground beef, and I will put them into these little pocket balls with the recipe that I use. Does that make sense? Sometimes I don't articulate myself very well, but you guys get the point. I love this bread maker. Just shove all that stuff in there. The dough comes out later. And if I wanted to, I could have set it on a setting where it would have just cooked the bread. And it wouldn't have been pizza. It probably would have been like pizza bread. I don't know. I need to try that. I do. So we didn't have that much cheese. Can you see that over there in the corner? We also did not have that much pepperoni. So I figured, you know what? I'll make my husband two homemade pepperoni rolls. And that's what I actually ended up doing with that. So that was kind of cool. So in case you hear any purring, the cat is over here now. So who knows what background noises you guys are going to end up hearing. Sorry about that. I could go hide in the bathroom. I could kick the animals out or go to another room, but I'm comfy. So we will just let it be. Yeah, I ended up using my, what's it called? My rolling pin earlier in the day because I was just messing around. I was being stupid, okay? I was just rolling random stuff and then I ended up putting it in the sink. And then by the time I needed it, I didn't have it. So I was like, a cup's going to work just fine. Oh, by the way, in case you're curious, the cat is now on my chest and you guys may hear her purr. Never mind. She went back down. She's like, forget this. You're talking too damn much. Okay, so anyways, this pizza recipe is awesome. I ended up making these things, putting some cheese on top, and I actually ended up leaving it on top of the stove while the oven was preheating, and they ended up getting a little bit plumper, which I was happy because I don't know why I roll these out as much as I did. So you guys should probably know that the reason why I ended up doing a food this time instead of doing, recipe was because, or a sweet recipe was because, well, I don't know if I share this or not. If I did, don't worry about it. Just scroll away. But my husband went to the doctor, has been going to the doctor, and last week they ended up doing a lot of blood tests and stuff. So his test shows that his numbers are starting to be like in the diabetic, where it's starting to go towards diabetic. They were able to catch it fairly early, so as long as we just change the diet, there's no need for him to go get medication. So that right now is our goal. So the easiest way we're doing it is right now trying to cut out as much processed foods as we can. So that's another reason why I'm kind of making bread and stuff, just because we're also starting to cut down this. He drinks a lot of sodas. He's a soda holic, okay? Soda holic to the 10th power. So we have actually taken one of his soda drinks and replaced it with fruity water, like the waters that you can add that clear light or whatever, the flavoring. So he's drinking one of those in replacement of the soda. He's also starting to eat less processed food, so no more drive-through. So I want to be getting him some snacks, some better vegetables, stuff like that. The only thing is that he's pretty picky when it comes to lunch. Dinner, he will eat whatever I put in front of him. He will eat a huge bowl of fruit or veggies. But when it comes to lunch, oh my gosh, he is horrible. So this is how it turned out. Oh my gosh, the bread was so good. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was nice and toasty. And as for a snack, I ended up, well, dipping it in some marinara sauce. And my cat now is attacking my hand. Ow. She's so vicious and so mean. I'm being bullied by my cat, you guys. So the broth, I finally found out, you know what? This broth is good. This broth looks good. So I'm going to just go ahead and make some soup. So I ended up making some chicken soup. It was supposed to be chicken noodles, but it didn't have the actual noodles. Oh, that I wish I would have put more. That broth looked so good, and it was. So I ended up doing chicken potato tacos. This is just a little bit of herbs, spices. I forgot exactly what I put in. Shredded chicken and some, obviously, a couple of potatoes. I only had 2 potatoes, but it ended up making, what was it, 17 or 18 potato tacos, which was great. It was enough for dinner. Everybody loved the soup, so it was definitely a great success. Now, the veggies, usually I will put tons more carrots, celery, onions, all that stuff. But you know what? We're getting stuff out of the freezer. Oh, funny thing. Okay, so I used to always put spinach in my kids' food, except they didn't like it. So I would just tell them, oh, it's cilantro. So now I still tell them it's cilantro. I wonder if they'll ever know. I mean, I don't keep it a secret. But I don't know. I should definitely ask them. Do you guys know that it really isn't cilantro? That's spinach or kale, actually, in this case. But yeah, I used to tell them it was cilantro. Then they used to ask me, "What do you put? Why? What do you put in the soup? What do you put in the food? Why does it have all those things on it? You know, like the spices and stuff." And I told them, "Oh, I dropped the food and I just kind of scooped it up. So that's just the stuff from the ground. That's how I season my food." And for a while, they would just kind of look at me and wonder if mom was telling the truth or pulling her leg. So yeah. So I ended up putting a whole bunch of different kinds of spices. I did end up adding also some more water just because, well, obviously this isn't enough. But the broth was amazing. I wish I really put it more. And now my cat just attacked my dog. They're like children, I swear. Anybody else have a dog and a cat? They're like siblings. So just so annoying sometimes. Like, stop it, both of you. You guys go to your ends of the house. Look at this broth. Look at this soup. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. I ended up adding a little bit more of course, some corn and a little bit more kale just because I think it needed more color. I wish I had carrots and onions and celery, but you know what? We're going to do what we can. No food wasted here. So I'm going to try to do one cooking thing every second day. And then on the third day, I will definitely be doing a like sweet treat. I hope you guys understand because, well, yeah. This is me assembling the tacos. Okay, so I couldn't get the tortillas into the microwave just because my son was putting away the dishes. So what I did was I just ended up kind of toasting them a little bit, warming them up on top of the stove, and it worked pretty well. So yeah. So as far as my husband's diet, we're going to take it slow. We're not going to do like a whole bunch at once. He's constantly climbing on top of roofs. He's constantly, as far as exercise, he is constantly working with, because his jobs are physical. He goes up and down roofs at least 50 times a day, and that is without exaggerating. I don't know what I did here. I don't know why I left, but apparently, oh, I was trying to get a glove. Yeah. So I can just kind of grab it like that. I'm a texture person. Sometimes I really don't like food on my hands, so I will wear gloves, especially when I'm dealing with raw meat and all that stuff. And also, I wash my hands just like I wasn't using the gloves. So I want to make sure I'm extra clean. And also, I just don't want to touch the food. I'm weird like that. I know. It's crazy how I never learned how to actually cook. I don't know the names of certain recipes and stuff. Like carne guisada, I didn't know what that was until maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm 43. When I tell you, when I lived with my mom, I was neglected. I was neglected and sheltered. I just went to school and never talked to anybody and then came home and never left. Like that was my first probably 10, 11 years of my entire life. So I was extremely sheltered. Food was just there. If I ate it, cool. If not, then I would get beat. So I ate it and then got accused of eating too much and then also being fat, which I wasn't fat as a kid, but I am overweight now. And I'm wondering how much that has to do with my childhood. My mom was also a bit overweight. So it kind of does have, runs in the genes. They're in my genes, they're in my genetics, they're in my DNA. But anyways, yeah, so carne guisada, I didn't know what that was. What is it? Huevos rancheros. Like I knew what these foods were and are, but not with the name. Make sense? And this is my creation. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. And I think I'm going to have a bowl for breakfast. It is about 8:30 right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will do something probably, I don't know, probably some chocolate chip cookies or something on Wednesday. You guys have a wonderful weekend or a wonderful week, not a weekend. The weekend is over, you guys. Bye.